Hello students. So today we are going to study about a very important topic in a computer networking language, that is firewall. Firewall is to protect our computer from the unsolicited users, hackers, spammers, and it could be a hardware or a software. So let us study with an introduction that nowadays, it's a big challenge to protect our sensitive data from unwanted and unauthorized sources. There are various tools and devices that can provide different security levels and help keep our private data secure. One such tool is a firewall that prevents unauthorized access and keeps our computer and data safe and secure. From this paragraph, it is very clear that firewall is used to protect our data from unauthorized users and the access who is trying to steal or get the information from our computer. So, what is a firewall? A firewall can be defined as a special type of network security device. So, it's a network security device or a software program that monitors and filters incoming and outgoing network traffic based on defined set of security rules. It acts as a barrier between internal private network and external sources such as public networks. So it is a software used to monitor and filter the incoming and outgoing network traffic. Means what comes into your data, what comes into your computer, and what goes out of your computer. It keeps the eye on that, and whoever is accessing your data, whomever you are sharing the data with, and from whom you are getting the information, so it is being watched by the firewall. So the primary purpose of a firewall is to allow non-threatening traffic and prevent malicious or unwanted data traffic for protecting the computer from viruses and attacks. A firewall is a cyber security tool that filters network traffic and helps users block malicious software from accessing the internet in infected computers. So it is a cyber security tool. The firewall is also a cyber security tool that filters network traffic and it blocks the malicious software. So here with an example of an image we can understand what a firewall is. So literally, it means a wall made up of fire that will not allow any outsiders to come inside your computer. So, with the help of that wall, it protects the unsolicited or unauthorized user to sneak into our computer, and hence we can protect our data. So firewall hardware or software. It could be hardware, as I mentioned above, that it could be a hardware or a software. So this is one of the most problematic question whether a firewall is a hardware or a software. A firewall can be a network security device or a software program on a computer. This means that a firewall comes at both levels, hardware and software. Now it best to have both. So we can using a devices we can have a firewall, or as a software into in our computer loaded can also be work as a firewall. So but if you have both the device, hardware device, and a software both in your computer, then it means you have a double check on the hackers trying to enter into a computer. So each format of fire implement as a hardware or software has different functionality but the same purpose. The hardware firewall is a physical device that attaches between a computer network and a gateway. For example, a broadband router, just like a router, it is lying between the main entrance of your computer. On the other hand, a software firewall is a simple program installed on a computer that works through port numbers and other installed software. So software is obviously installed in a computer which is in network. Apart from that, there are cloud-based firewalls. They are commonly referred to as FWS, firewall as a service. Okay, so it's a cloud services provided to us by the service. A primary advantage of using cloud-based firewalls is that they can be managed centrally. Like hardware firewalls, cloud-based firewalls are best known for providing perimeter security. So it has been provided by the companies to whom we are working, or the paid servers um, who do not like to get the infected data from our computer as a client. So why firewall? So I think with what we have discussed here, it is already clear that why we need a firewall. But still, let us study that firewall are primarily used to prevent malware and network-based attacks. Additionally, they can help in blocking application layer attacks. These firewalls act as a gatekeeper or a barrier. They monitor every attempt between our computer and another network. They do not allow data packets to be transferred through them unless the data is coming or going from a user specified trusted source. So how strictly it monitors the network, that we can understand from this paragraph, that it monitors each and everything that comes into our computer and that goes out of our computer. So firewalls are designed in such a way that they can react quickly to detect and counter attacks throughout the network. They can work with rules configured to protect the network, and they perform quick assessments to find any suspicious activity. So in short, we can point to the firewall as a traffic controller. So this is all the definition of a firewall. And some of the important risks of not having a firewall are, if we do not have a firewall, then what are the risks? The first is open access. If a computer is running without a firewall, it is giving open access to other network. This means that it is accepting every kind of connection that comes through someone. In this case, it is not possible to detect threats or attacks coming through our network. Without a firewall, we make our devices vulnerable to malicious users and other unwanted sources. So it is just like leaving our homes or houses without locking the doors. So if our doors are not locked, so it means we are giving the access to anybody to come inside. Oh, so same way we need a firewall if we want to check the malicious data to be entered into our computer. So the second risk could be the loss or the compromised data. Without a firewall, we are leaving our devices accessible to everyone. This means that anyone can access our device and have complete control over it, including the network. In this case, criminals can easily delete our data or use our personal information for their benefit. So this way we can lose or we can compromise our data. Network crashes. In the absence of a firewall, anyone could access our network and shut it down. It may lead us to invest our valuable time and money to get our network working again. Therefore, it is essential to use firewalls and keep our network, computer, and data safe and secure from unwanted sources. Then we have some brief history of a firewall, how it come into the existence. The firewall had been the first and the most reliable component of defense in network security for over 30 years. Firewall first came into existence in the late 1980s. They were initially designed as packet filters. These packet filters were nothing but a setup to network between the computers. The primary function of this packet filters firewall was to check for packets or byte transfer between the different computers. As we know that all the data that comes and goes from our computer is in form of packet. So they were initially started as a packet filters, and each packets that is coming into our computer or going out of a computer being checked by these packet firewalls. So firewalls have become more advanced due to continuous development, although such packet filtering firewalls are still in use in legacy system. As the technology emerged, Gilshwade from Checkpoint Technology introduced the first stateful inspection firewall in 1993. This is all about the history of the firewall that Gilshwade from Checkpoint Technology introduced the first stateful inspection firewall in 1993, and it was named as Firewall 1. Back in 2000, NetScreen came up with the purpose-built firewall appliance, and it gained popularity and fast adoption within enterprise because of the increased internet speed, less latency, and high throughput at a lower cost. So, so how does a firewall work? Uh, firewall, how does it work? A firewall system analyzes network traffic based on predefined rules in then filters the traffic and prevent any such traffic coming from unreliable or suspicious sources. It only allows incoming traffic that is configured to accept. So whatever the command is given to the firewall to accept the data from particular IPs, only from those configured system which is accepting the data, and otherwise it is providing all the other data incoming in our computer. Typically, firewall intercept network traffic at computer's entry point known as a port. Firewall performs this task by allowing or blocking specific data packets based on predefined security rules. Incoming traffic is allowed only through trusted IP addresses or sources. So, whatever the IP has been allotted to the firewall to accept the information, only from those IPs it will accept. Otherwise, from other IPs or other computers, it will not accept anything for sure. So, this is again a source private local area network, and this is the network connected through a modem, and this is your public network, or this is a firewall. So it is protecting these two network from each other and keeping the data secured between them. The function of a firewall. The firewall works as a gatekeeper. It analyzes every attempt coming to gain access to our operating system and prevent traffic from unwanted or non-recognized sources. Since the firewall acts as a barrier or filter between the computer system and other network, we can consider it as a traffic controller. Just like a traffic controller, it is controlling the entire traffic of a computer network. Therefore, a firewall's primarily function is to secure our network and information by controlling network traffic, preventing unwanted incoming network traffic, and validating access by accessing network traffic for malicious things such as hackers and malware. Generally, most operating system, for example, Windows and security software come with a built-in firewall support. Therefore, it's a good idea to ensure that those options are turned on. Additionally, we can configure the security setting of a system to be automatically updated whenever available. Firewall have become so powerful and include a variety of function capabilities built-in features. So these are the built-in features of a firewall. Network threat prevention, application and identity based control, hybrid cloud support, scalable performance, network traffic management and control, access validation, record and reports on event. So whenever any incident happens, so it is recording each and everything and let the administrator know what is going into the network. So there are some limitation of a firewall as well, and these are when it comes to network security, firewall are considered the first line of defense. But the question is whether these firewall are strong enough to make our devices safe from cyber attacks. The answer may be no. The best practice is to use firewall system when using the internet. However, it is important to use other defense system to help protect the network and data stored on the computer. Because cyber threats are continually evolving, a firewall should not be the only consideration for protecting the home network. So there are certain many other tools using which we can protect our computer and the data. So some importance of using firewall as security system is obvious. However, firewall have some limitation. Like firewall cannot stop user from accessing malicious website, making it vulnerable to internal threat or attack. Firewall cannot protect against the transfer of virus infected files or software. Even it is coming from the authorized user, but if it is infected, then it cannot uh, defend the system. Firewall cannot prevent misuse of passwords. Firewall cannot protect its security rules and misconfiguration. Firewall cannot protect against non-technical security risks such as social engineering. Firewall cannot stop or prevent attackers with modem from dialing in or out of the internet network, and firewall cannot secure the system which is already infected. So these are the disadvantages of firewall or the limitation of a firewall. So today we have studied about a firewall. We will study more about these different defense mechanism in our forthcoming classes. So thank you very much and stay safe.